Welcome back to Coffee with the Wolves. My name's Damian Dennis, and this week we're going to be catching up with cross country. And joining me is Coach Jeff DeGraw. Jeff, welcome back to the show.
Thanks.
We're here at Grounded Coffee Bar, which is a perfect sort of segue into, Coffee with the Wolves, sponsored by Grounded Coffee Bar.
Hey everyone, it's a great day to get grounded. With locations in New Lenox and Frankfort, it's always a good time to stop by and try our seasonal drinks. Whether that's cherry as summer comes to an end or pumpkin as fall begins. We've also updated our hours to better serve you. We're open late on Fridays and Saturdays now until 9 p.m. Make sure you're following our socials, that's Instagram and Facebook, for the latest updates on our specials and events so you don't miss out. Grounded Coffee Bar is a proud sponsor of Coffee with the Wolves and JJC Athletics.
This is a nice place.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the first time I've been here. This is really nice.
Yeah, I like it. It's big.
Yes.
It's bright, but also not too bright.
No, you're not overwhelmed.
Yeah.
It's all natural lighting.
Yeah. I know a couple of these tables, people watching can't see, but some of these tables, they have the tops come off for game tables, whether it's, poker or Dungeons and Dragons. Either way, I'm down.
Okay. How about a good game of Monopoly or Risk?
Yeah. I'm down. I'm down for some Risk. Monopoly, yeah. I'll flip the table. But yeah, we're here to talk cross country. Your regular season has ended, preparing for the Region 4 meet and then Nationals. Before we talk about that, though, speaking of the Region 4 meet, I want to ask you about men's soccer, who just yesterday won the Region 4 title, 10-2 over Rock County. Were you at the game, Jeff?
Well, yeah, because we run the concession stand, so I was, it was kind of cold out there yesterday, and I popped out every once in a while to go see how they were doing, and I walked out 4 minutes into the game, and we're up 2-0.
Yeah.
So I felt pretty comfortable, and I kept checking in. It's a great win for the Wolf soccer team and Coach Trio, and they've been there before, so they have that experience. Now they got a big one this weekend in Ohio.
Long trip for them. You don't have to go so far. Region 4 meet is that this weekend or next weekend?
Yes, this weekend on Saturday.
So regular season's ended. How you feeling at this point heading into that Region 4 meet? I'm sure you have your national squad, set. You know who you're going to be running there. But what are you hoping to see at the regional?
Just again, continued improvement by week to week. Staying healthy, getting healthy. We ran at one of our favorite courses last week in Greenville. It's just we've been going there this was our 6th consecutive year. Usually the week before regional meet. It's a good confidence builder. Everybody ran really well. So I'm happy with where we're at right now. We just got to, stay the course for another couple weeks.
Yeah. How do you kind of keep that keep training up to a level where you're comfortable with, and your kids are comfortable, with being able to perform? You've got the Region 4 this weekend. Then what is it? 2 weeks off before Nationals?
A week off, because then November 8th is the national meet.
Yeah.
So we have that 1 week off, which has pretty much been our routine this whole season.
Yeah.
Race week off, except this past week. But it gave us a chance to run a really fast course last week, which I like.
Yeah, and I know I've asked you before, but that week on, week off sort of thing, how does that impact, your runner's ability to perform?
You just, you have to be careful. You can't, I believe you can over race. It's like when you go to the gas station and you're putting gas in your car, when you fill up, that's what we do early in the season. Every time you race, you're taking gas away from that gas tank.
Yep.
And you have to have gas to get to the last meet because you don't want to run out of gas.
And kind of in line with that, when you're talking diet with your athletes, is there a difference between those off weeks and the on weeks? Or for you, when it's in season, regardless of whether you're running or not in a given week, is it the same diet you're kind of preaching throughout?
Yeah, it's pretty much the same. I mean, now everything is, electrolyte replacement and all that stuff. And, of course, we have every coach has their little idiosyncrasies of what foods to eat, what foods not to eat. And, we joke about that a lot, and I know I'm a big mustard person. Mustard's a great recovery food that, you either like it or you don't.
Yeah.
So, stay away from a lot of the sugars, pops, stuff like that.
My 5-year-old at least used to love mustard, but she's going through phases where, like, right now she's telling me she doesn't like fruit snacks. Actually, last week we were here on campus for the soccer game. She was mad you weren't on campus. You were away running. She wanted some of your candy off your desk.
Well, you can take her in there and take that anytime you want.
But, diet's a big thing. What do practices look like for you right now? Because I know you have your athletes out there bright and early every morning, before classes. What does it look like as you're preparing for this postseason, Region 4 in the Nationals?
Well, it's gotten a little bit colder now,
Yeah.
which is good because I'm a big weather person, and I've had Fort Dodge on my weather app since the beginning of the year, and now we're looking at, and of course the long range forecast. Weather people, God bless them, but they don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. So when you look at a long range weather forecast, it's iffy, but it's usually around about what it's going to be.
Yeah.
And this year at Nationals, we're the first race. They rotate Division 1, 2, and 3. And this year we are first, and the men run at 9:30. Well, the high right now projected in Fort Dodge, Iowa on that Saturday is 43 degrees.
Yeah.
And that's the high for the day. So it'll be chilly in the morning. And now, since our weather has turned and we're practicing in the morning, I think that's a big benefit. And I'm also big on routine, staying in the same routine throughout the year, because you change your routine, your body changes. And you got to keep in that same routine, maybe cut back on what you do a little bit practice-wise. However, you don't want to change up too much because all of a sudden every athlete's, what are we doing now? Especially their body starts changing.
Yeah. I mean, I get the routine thing quite a bit because, like, I'm very routine based. So, like, if something, like, interrupts a gym session, for example, I, like, fall apart.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, I don't know what to do with myself. I'm changing my own routine. I'm trying to cut back on a little bit of cardio because apparently I do too much.
Too much?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think so, but I'm giving it a try. But I wanted to ask also, because you coach track and cross country, and a lot of your athletes participate in both sports, what does kind of the practices look like in between seasons? Because after, national meet, you get a little bit of time off, but you're going to be transitioning into indoor track season and then outdoor track season. And for those athletes that perform in both sports, is there any sort of difference in kind of their routine, I guess? Is there a different way you approach them? And of course, some of them might do, like, for example, I don't know if you have anyone, but you have a cross-country runner who maybe does shot put, that's kind of different, but...
Yeah, you have to be careful. I think what we do is every individual is different. If you take a lot of time off, all of a sudden, and I've had this, I've coached a long time, and I've had this experience. They say, Coach, I need a week off, or I need 2 weeks off. You really don't need, take a few days. It's more for the mental aspect of it because you're up you're up every morning, you're racing, you get to nationals, and all of a sudden it's that high. And then even myself as a coach, that national meet's over, and when you get back that Sunday, Monday, it's like, what do we do now?
Yeah.
And it's just like deflating. No matter how you perform at nationals, it's just like a big letdown because right now there's nothing going on.
Yeah.
So again, you can take a few days off, whatever, depending on the health of the athlete. But I've had numerous athletes, especially the distance runners, who are doing all three sports, come in after, because I have individual meetings with them. And they'll come in after, 3 or 4 days. Coach, I feel terrible.
Yeah.
Well, it's because of that routine. All of a sudden, they're used to getting up, running in the morning, getting their day going, and all of a sudden they think, wow, I can sleep in. That changes everything.
Yeah. It's so crazy how, like, having a day off, it can kind of impact you in the way you're describing, and you don't even notice until, like, oh, I've been a couple days and I feel poorly.
Correct. A big example I talk about too with, a lot of adults who have asked me about training advice. Think of this a lot of times. You have a weekend off of no work. So, you sleep in like on a Sunday morning. You get to sleep in. And all of a sudden Sunday night you go to bed, you can't go to sleep. It's tough because you've changed that whole routine.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, it's easier to kind of go about not sleeping in when you have two small children.
Well,
in my
yes.
case, but
Yeah.
you're
Been there, done that.
Yeah, we're different stages in life there. But do you kind of motivate your athletes to stick to the routine? Like, yeah, you mentioned a couple days off, but like, hey, we come home on Sunday. By Tuesday or Wednesday, we're right back at it again. Or
Yeah, we won't necessarily have quote team practices that first week we're back because they need to catch up on everything, but they need to get out and do something. It doesn't have to be a hard workout. They just need to get out, get that body moving. You find it with people who are injured a little bit towards the end of the year and they want to take a week or two off, and they come back and they think, you don't lose a lot. You don't lose fitness, taking a few days off.
Yeah.
You need the recovery a little bit. So it doesn't change too much.
Yeah. Now, Nationals in a few weeks, Region 4 race this weekend. Do you, I kind of already alluded to this, already who's going to be running for you at Nationals? Your, what is it, your top 7 runners?
Correct.
It is?
For the men, yes. For the women, no.
Okay.
There's a decision there that more than likely will have to be made.
Okay.
And that's the hardest decision for a coach, because you have to tell one person, they can go to the national meet, because I always take 8 just in case somebody gets sick or something happens, so we always run with a full team. But, you have to tell that one person they're not going to, they've ran all year, but you're not going to be able to run at the national meet. So, and that's the hardest thing to do as a coach.
Yeah. On the men's side, we all know Nathan is, he's the defending national champion. He won the race last year. So we know he's your number 1, so to speak, on the men's side. Can you tell us who the next are, or are you trying to keep?
Yeah, no. Gavin Carlson has been our number 2 all year, and he's done a great job. In fact, the cold weather, he likes the cold weather. So at Nationals, that could be a benefit for him. I mean, when it's 15 degrees out, he'll go out in shorts and a T-shirt and do his workouts.
I feel that.
Yeah. So, and then number 3, Logan Schmidt, he ran a really good race last week and sort of turned the corner last week at Greenville. And then 4, 5, 6 is all, a mishmash in there. One guy beats another guy throughout the season. But I think, by Nationals, and they know what's at stake, not only this week, but more so on November 8th.
Yeah. And kind of the same question, but on the women's side, you say you have a decision to make. How difficult is that decision going to be for you as a coach? Just because, maybe whoever gets kind of put in that reserve spot is still good enough to race. It's just.
Correct. And I'll tell you, Gabby Zid and Allison Bohenik, our top 2 runners this year, have been tremendous. They've improved. They have that different attitude that you want to have in races. They've done a great job, and if we can get the 3, 4, 5 right there, I think the women have a very good chance. But the one thing about this women's team, this is one of the most enjoyable women's teams I've been around in my 7 years at JJC. They're a fantastic group. Everybody gets along, and they're just so fun to coach, and that's what's going to have to, that decision when I have to make it is going to be tough.
Yeah. But I'm sure your athletes understand,
Well, yeah, because they know from the start only 7 get the run.
Yeah. And how big are these teams? Like, I don't want to ask this, I guess, but I'm going to. Like, how many kind of don't get to go?
Probably, this year we have a little bit smaller teams, so all the women and all but 1 men will on the men's side will go.
Yeah, because it's got to suck also, just not being able to go, I guess. But again, like you're working your way up. They don't get to go this
Correct.
year, but they come back, they get to go next year.
Right.
That sort of thing.
And everybody knows
Yeah.
at the start of the year.
It's all about improvement.
Correct.
And I mean, you just mentioned you've been at JJC for 7 years. You've seen that improvement from freshmen up to the kids who leave and maybe run at a 4-year institution. How do you feel when you see just your athletes not necessarily move on, but just improve year over year, even race over race?
Well, that's why you coach. It's fun, and they don't sometimes realize it, but it's for them.
Yeah.
I'll have, as long as I coach, I will have athletes,
Yeah.
but they only have 2 or 4 years, whatever they decide to do, and then this is done for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
So it's not trying to get the most out of them right now because they could be going on.
Mm-hmm.
It's a process to get a little bit better every year, so when they are finished, they can look back and say, I don't have any regrets. I did the best I could.
And honestly, that's true just at all levels. Even if you make it to, Illinois,
Correct.
for any sport, even if you don't go on to run pro or join an Olympic team, it's like, hey, I got better. I got school. I got,
99% of kids don't use this as a profession. It's probably 99 point something.
Yeah. I think like NFL stats, because I'm a football guy, it's like 2% of all college players even make the NFL. Something like that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And that's more than like the basketball players making the NBA, WNBA, the Olympic sports. That's all like 2 to 1%, if even.
But when you go to college and have this opportunity, it's what I say when you're recruiting somebody, you got to give this a try.
Yeah.
Because after 4 years, it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
You will never have this opportunity again for the rest of your life, and you're going to have to, after 4 years or 5 years, however many you stay in college, you're done.
Yeah.
It's work.
Yeah.
You're going to have to be an adult and not enjoy this. And, your memories are made by what you do in college, whether it's athletics, different clubs, groups, organizations, just not sitting around 24/7 studying.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I got my start at, junior college, community college, and back in community college doing this kind of.
Yeah, full circle.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, I always thought college was fun, so.
Oh, yeah, don't you wish we could go, with what we know now, go back?
Yeah, I mean, I did technically go back when I was in my 30s. I mean, I still am in my 30s, but,
Right.
But anyway, Jeff, good luck this weekend. Good luck at Nationals, because we probably won't get you on again until after the national meet.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
And we, got a lot good going on with volleyball next week with their regional, both soccer's, going. So it could be another great fall.
Women's soccer has been hot. They had, an 11-game win streak before they finally fell off, lost one.
Right.
But then they bounced back.
The Wolves are having another great fall. So hopefully we can keep it going and just carry that into the winter.
And with basketball season just starting this next weekend.
And next weekend we have wrestling.
So, about to get both really busy and really quiet all kind of
all at the same time.
Yeah, it's weird. But anyway, again, thanks, Coach, for joining me.
Thank you.
We'll see you here next week on Coffee with the Wolves.